Hello and welcome to Flip It Friday, where it is a fabulous day here in Maryland, and I hope it is in your corner of the world. And today we are going to flip upside down the lyrics of a song called Kind-Hearted Hand. I am your host, Beth Myers, Law of Attraction Empowerment Coach, mentor, and speaker, and I'm also the owner of Arrival Coaching. And you may hear my cats. One just decided to jump down, but they may come and join us for the conversation as well today. So if you're joining us live, welcome, and please say hello in the box to let us know that you're here. If you'd rather watch, that's just fine, as well as if you catch us on the replay. Thank you for taking time to join us for about 20 minutes to just really take some time out to focus on you, to focus on empowerment, and the chosen empowerment word for the week this week is K. We are going A to Z in the alphabet to focus on empowerment words, and this week's is kindness. And the song that I've chosen is a song from the Great Kindness Challenge that was used at many schools across at least the U.S., I'm not sure about internationally, but it is called Kind-Hearted Hand. So it's very upbeat and catchy, and we're going to start diving into the lyrics and taking a look at what messages are there for us to discover that we can make use of in our own lives. So I want you to start with thinking about, I see there's a thumb up, maybe from Kim, who is on my account logging in. Hello, Kim. Thanks for being here and assisting with all the technology. So what I want you to think about first today is think about your favorite superhero. And think about what character do you enjoy either reading the comics about, seeing a movie, reading a book about them. I know I'm really looking forward to Wonder Woman coming out. I believe it's in June, and been seeing the trailers for that. Maggie, I saw your heart come across. Welcome. So glad you're able to join us. We are just getting started. Hi, Maggie. She's saying hello to Kim. Kim is behind the scenes with me today. Kathy, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad that you're with us. I know you've been traveling, so glad that you got to join us today. So with your favorite superhero, I want you to think about the qualities that character embodies or embraces, or maybe special superpowers that they have. And just think about that for a second. If you want to type it in, please feel free to do that. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Hugs to you as well. I'm sending them right back to you. And I know for me, for Wonder Woman, I always liked her lasso of truth. That using that lasso of truth to get people to be honest and truthful with themselves. And that's a really important piece that we can take into our own lives and use on an everyday basis of reminding ourselves, is this true for me? Am I being true to myself? Kathy saying, Ms. Frizzy, science superhero. Oh, I love it. I'm not familiar with Ms. Frizzy. Can you tell me a little bit about a quality, Kathy, that Ms. Frizzy has? Obviously, it must be science. She must be really into science. Miss Frizzle, excuse me. I thought it said Frizzy. I know what you're talking about from the, they have that Magic School Bus, I believe, right? Yeah, Magic School Bus. So, I know for Wonder Woman, another thing that I would talk with kids in school about when unkind words were coming their way is protecting their heart, and how Wonder Woman had those bracelets on that she would put up and kind of deflect the bullets that were coming her way or things that were coming her way, and talking about how we can protect our hearts by thinking of an invisible shield being around our heart when unkind things are coming our way. So I like to think about that as well. I know there's many other superheroes that there are extraordinary powers that they have that make them superheroes. Hannah, so glad you're joining us today. Thank you. We're just starting the conversation about kindness today, and we're talking about superheroes. Who's your favorite superhero, and what quality do they have that makes you enjoy experiencing the movie that they're in, or the comic book, or the book that they're in? So Kathy was sharing just a few minutes ago, and I was sharing about Wonder Woman. The reason I ask you this is because kindness, we hear about a lot. We hear a lot about unkind things, which is, the contrast that is experienced in life from people being unkind or showing bullying behaviors. Hannah, I'm so glad you're excited you're finally able to join one of these as well. I welcome you to this conversation and this community where we take empowerment words connected with songs and kind of have that conversation live and on the replays for people to enjoy and go a little bit deeper with the lyrics of the song. So, kindness. It seems so simple. Something that our families taught us about when we were growing up, that we need to be kind to other people. The song that I picked for this week, Kind-Hearted Hand, really I liked some of the very simple lyrics that were in the song. And the first thing it talked about was how everyone has the power to make a difference, which made me think of the superhero piece. Maggie saying, Wonder Woman is mine. And I think about Marianne Williamson's that she did not play small and that her presence liberates others. Oh, I love that connection, Maggie. And I love Marianne Williamson's work. And being able to not play small in other people's presence. When we shield our gifts, when we keep them to ourselves and we don't really put it out there because maybe we're afraid what other people might think, or we are doing things that don't really serve ourselves to the fullest capacity to help other people, then we are playing small. And Wonder Woman certainly did not play small, but particularly when she was in that role of Wonder Woman. As Diana Prince, she played small. She didn't necessarily embrace all of her power all of the time. And so I think that that is a great analogy. Thank you for bringing that up and that connection, Maggie. With Kind-Hearted Hand, if we can stop and think about the power that each one of us has, and Marianne Williamson has a great quote, doesn't she, Maggie? Maybe I'll put that in the the comment section of Flip It Friday, because that just really brings me to thinking about a particular quote that she has that talks about the power that each one of us possess. And if you think about that power, we hear about people abusing power and using power in inappropriate ways and not being very kind in how they go about it sometimes. And you have the power each and every day, and that's what I liked about this song, to be able to bring forth that kindness from you to others, whether it's somebody that is a friend of yours, a classmate, a professor, a boss, a coworker, a person you don't even know on the street, that you just smile at them, that you maybe say hello in an elevator when people tend not to talk to one another, making a comment about something that somebody has on that you admire or really like. Kim is typing in under me, I think Walt Disney, because of the power of his imagination. And yes, he has created so many characters that are able to transport us to another world, that helps us step into, imagine what it could be like. Imagine if we all embraced our power and we all shared those kindnesses that we have within ourselves and share them with other people for them to feel that kindness. That allowing of being able to allow yourself to receive those kindnesses from other with that thank you, or, oh, I really appreciated that you said that to me. Really taking that in and really feeling it is a really important thing. I like to think about the ocean as a really good example of the ebb and flow in life. and the ocean comes up on the shore and then flows back out, and it's a constant. And kindness can be a constant in our life, and we can give it out and we can receive it in, and it's that constant ebb and flow. And sometimes when we're at a low point, sometimes doing something kind for someone else is just what it's needed to start that cycle and that flow of giving and then being able to receive back the joy that comes from that kindness. Maggie just put the quote in the chat. Thank you so much, Maggie. Our deepest fear is that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, excuse me. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, not our darkness that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not, and it cut off. I can't see the rest of the quote there, Maggie, but that's the exact one that I was thinking of. Thank you so much for putting it in the comments so that others can take a look at that if they've never seen that quote before. Kathy's saying, great analogy, Beth, waves and ocean and kindness. Yeah, think about that kindness as being like waves in the ocean. I know you spend a lot of time at the ocean and really enjoy that. And think of, even though it may seem like people aren't being very kind because a lot of the focus is on what people are doing in the world that are not kind, think about how you can personally flip that. How can you take that moment, seize that day, even if it's being kind with picking up some things that are on the beach that don't belong there and putting them over by the recycle bin or the trash can. Maybe it's being able to thank somebody that's doing a job that probably doesn't get a lot of thanks from other people when they are doing their job every day, like the person that cleans the restroom at the airport. Hannah saying, so ironic, a good friend of mine just shared that quote with me this week. Such an uplifting message in a society of people who spend so much time bringing each other down. Yeah, great perspective, Hannah. Thank you for sharing that and how that just came into your awareness today. You were meant to be here today to have that brought to awareness again as we have a conversation about this. One of the things that this song talks about too is when sunny skies turn gray, follow me, I'll lead the way. One of the things to keep in mind is you can be that leader. You can be that person that gets that wave going, that gets that energy started with the kindness. Very small things to very large things that people can do, because kindness really does matter. And it comes from you to someone else that then gets passed along. It's creating that ripple effect. Maggie says, I love how you spoke about it. It shows a flow and brings another kindness. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. And that's what's really important in each of our interactions and relationships with one another, is to be yourself, be true and in alignment with who you are. Within all of us is kindness. We all have that ability to be kind to others, but also important is to be kind to ourselves. And doing those self-care kinds of things that help feed our soul, that help us energize and be able to give to others. It's that constant ebb and flow. Hi, Tammy. So glad that you're joining us today. I'm really grateful that you're here to join us. We are talking about the ebb and flow of kindness and being able to share it, being able to receive it, that allowing of both things to occur in our life. So I'd like for you to think about something as we're coming closer to the end of our time together today. We have about 7 more minutes. I'd like for you to think about, what is it that you do to be kind to yourself? What's a go-to thing that just really re-energizes your tank when it's running pretty low? What is it that you do for yourself to really energize and bring forth your ability to say, oh, I feel like being kind to others, because sometimes we just aren't in that space. We're not feeling it. We're not feeling it for ourselves. And sometimes having those bank of things that are go-to. I know I love to take a bath, an Epsom salt bath, or soak in the tub to do some self-care for me. Sometimes it's taking a walk. Kim and I taking a walk and just enjoying nature, being around us. So what is it that you do? What's your go-to self-care strategy? Hannah says alone time is huge for her, taking time to focus on things that make me happy. Sometimes it's even cleaning my house. Hey, I agree with you. Sometimes that cleaning and clearing is really important. But making small, I can't see what else it says there. Small things happen for myself is so empowering to me. Thanks for sharing that, because that is so important. Sometimes it's little things that just help to make us feel better. I always like it when I have clients coming to the house, or when I have people coming to visit us, because it energizes me to get cleaning and to straightening up the space and making it better, not just for me, but for the people that I'm going to be receiving in our home. So those things are really important, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, Hannah. Self-care can look like and be anything that fills your bucket, that really fills your soul, and is then helpful to you to be able to pass that along, passing that kindness along. I was at McDonald's going through the drive-thru to get a cup of coffee one day, and I got to the window and a lady said, oh, the lady in front of you paid for you. You don't need to pay. And I said, well, thank you. I'm going to pass that along. I'm going to pay for the next person in behind me. She said, oh, well, it's more than a cup of coffee. I'm like, that's okay. I just like to pass the kindness along. Doing things like that. And the lady told me that like about 12 people had just done that just before it had kind of gotten to me, which I was about probably like the 12th person, or the person behind me was the 12th person. So you just never know the ripple effect that that creates, especially when you start first with yourself and doing that self-care. Maggie says, I look in my mirror and I say, I appreciate you, kiddo. That is an awesome, playful way to remind yourself how special you are. Deborah, so glad you're able to join us live for a little bit today. Thanks for joining in on the conversation. We're just talking about what you're going to do, what you do for yourself that is self-care. One of the things I do is I pet my kitties. This one is Ganop, and Ganop is just a lover, and so is Ganip. And they help feed my soul and bring lots of self-care. Tammy, I see the hearts. I know your animals do the same for you. So one of the things that I'd like for you to think about for this weekend is, what do you do that, what can you do for yourself this weekend in particular? Maybe it's today. Start when we're finished. What is it you can do for yourself that's kind, that's showing self-care? And then the second question is, what can you do for someone else to be kind and to pass that kindness along? And as we build the momentum, the energy with doing this on a daily basis, we continue to be a leader and to make a difference in other people's lives. So one of the things that I love that I saw in the video, and I've seen this many places, is the heart. And just remembering that we are all connected. We can all be leaders in sharing this kindness, because each of you have your own superpower. I have my superpowers, you have your superpowers, and my encouragement for today is to go forth with those superpowers of yours. One of those is being kind and sharing those kindnesses not just with others, but also with yourself. For you to be true and to be you and to be in the space of kindness and helping create that in our world. Thank you for being here today. If you were here live, thank you so much for joining in on the conversation. And I look forward to other comments and conversation later on today. And also, if you are someone who is looking for connection with other mothers or daughters and have not already been a part of the Real Girls Connected group that I have on Facebook, just reach out to me at Beth at arrivalcoaching.com. I'll be glad to provide that link for you or add you to the group as a place to continue the conversation and empowerment for women and girls, mothers and daughters, in continuing to share those kindnesses and being real girls connected. So share your kindnesses, and much love to all of you. Thank you so much, and have a fabulous Friday.